right, hello, welcome everybody to the Mexican Grand Prix. We are here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for round 2 of the Division 4 ISRL Championship, and we've got a few minutes gone in qualifying already. No times on the board, as some drivers observing a minute of silence for track director of Spa-Francorchamps, Natalie. And we are here, though, in qualifying. I'm ISRL Knight. I'm sure you knew that, though. And one time up on the board, it is Dr. Chivapo, which I'm probably mispronouncing, but nonetheless. 1:14.7, quite a competitive time there early, but I'm sure these times will drop. It is a little bit cloudy here in Mexico, and I do wonder if maybe weather could come play a role in the race. I'm sure qualifying is a little bit too short for us to get rain over here, and I also feel like if there was rain later in the session, then we would see a lot more drivers out on track, but I digress. Let's get underway. Chivapo is still driving quite quickly there. Provisional pole position man there in the Mercedes, and I am seeing a lot of 117s there. It does look like these guys may have been on the mediums, although I'm not sure exactly why. We've got 3 drivers down in the 117s. You should be looking at around a 114, maybe a 113, a high 113 in this division here for qualifying. So expect to see those times absolutely plummet here. And we are on board, well, not on board there, but we are following One Wing as Victor crosses the line and sets a 117.1. One Wing trying to get to the start-finish line. I don't know if he's going to actually set a lap here or if he's just going to dive in the pits. He's on the medium tires, and it looks like he is going to be going for a lap there. Doesn't duck back to the right, and as he crosses the line, does improve to 116.7, but still 2 seconds off the pace of Dr. Chivapo. We are starting to see some times fall now. We've got the 2 Alpha Tauris coming to the line. Durant 23 and Chris. Chris starting his first flying lap now. Durant diving into the pits. No, he's going on a lap as well. If we look down at the mini-map there, there's a bit of a gaggle of cars coming up on the second DRS straight right ahead of Chris Nerazzurro, and we are going to stay on board with them. I do hope that they do not influence him too much. I think that's an Aston Martin, a Ferrari, and a McLaren, if I'm reading my mini-map right. Could be an Alfa Romeo. I'm sure we'll figure out soon enough as the Alpha Tauri dives there into the end of the second DRS straight into Sector 2, into this hairpin corner. Here's Maverick ahead on the Aston Martin, and the AlphaTauri of Chris Nerazzurro there going a little bit deep on the hairpin. Doesn't look like it cost them a significant amount of time, but certainly not the kind of mistake you want to be doing here in qualifying. That's another mistake you don't want to be doing in qualifying. He's so lucky to get it and keep it out of the wall there for the most part. Only a little bit of wing damage, but that could have been absolutely deadly. And Chris Nerazzurro might want to get out of his teammate's way here as Durant cycles through, and he is going to take the lead of the 2 Alpha Tauris. Dives into the stadium section of the track here. Very tight, narrow section through an old baseball stadium. And as they exit under the stands, it's Durant 23 on the mediums. Is he going to be setting this lap? He's going to dive into the pits, I think. Yes, he has. And looks like he is satisfied with that 117.7. Might hop on the soft tires. Gravel Trap with the 118.7. We're seeing quite a spread here. I think some drivers maybe not quite getting the hang of the track around Mexico, as I'd expect some of these lap times to be just a little bit closer together. But in this first race of the season here, where we've had a significantly full grid in Division 4, there are some unknowns yet. Guys like Sinful, Durant, who may not have been there in previous weeks. Dr. Chivapo as well, a provisional pole man, and it could lead to some interesting results. Captain Blade, your pole sitter from last week, moving up in the divisions there. I think he's going to be racing in Division 2 later today. He had a good result there in his reserve race last week, trying to, double up there on the points, and he's going to be racing in just a little bit under 2 hours. We are watching Gravel Trap there as he gets a corner invalidation, not what you want. Let's go on board with the Red Bull. He's on a... Actually, let's not do that because he's on an outlap. Let's go on board with Michael Furez, who I believe is on a flyer on the medium tires. Maybe doing 2 there as he's pushing quite hard, it looks like. Late braking into this stadium section of the track. Very slow corner. He's taking a nice wide line to maximize the exit, but maybe not super eager on the throttle there. Could cost him a 10th, and that would explain why he's not pushing as hard as he should as he dives into the pits there, abandoning that lap. He's going to try again later. Hartman coming around the line. He goes P6 on the mediums, but those are 3-lap old medium tires, so he's going to want to maybe set another lap there and trying to get out of the way. I'm not sure who that was behind him. I think that was his teammate. Dr. Chivapo it was. Down the main straight they go. And Dr. Chivapo, can he improve this lap? He's on the softs again. Let's see as he exits there. Not taking as much of an exit as he could. Keeps it a little bit tight. Could probably carry just a little bit more speed through that corner if you exit a little bit wider. But he's kept it clean, and he is improving. That is a purple sector 1. Let's get the lap time telemetry up here. And as he goes through this sector 2, nice and clean through the S's. Doesn't look like he's having too many problems here. And great racing line from Dr. Chivapo. Still waiting for those times to start dropping significantly, but it looks like it's going to be an improvement here. He's got some faster sector 2. Could we see him drop into the low 114s here as he's coming around the final 2 corners? And it's going to be that. It's going to be a 114.1, and he is a full second ahead of second place. Victor 1986 right now is the only man who seems to be getting close. And I do wonder, where's the pace on these guys? I was expecting some 114s on the grid already. There are still quite a few drivers, 6 drivers in fact, who have not set lap times yet. But time is ticking down. We've got 7 minutes left in qualifying. Victor on an outlap. He's going to be trying again. Maverick is on an outlap as well. Rusty Oil Can has just started his lap. He's currently P5 with 1:16.7. Let's see if the McLaren can improve on that time as he's diving towards the bottom of the main straightaway into turns 1, 2, and 3. Quick little chicane here. And easy to lose time if you ride too much of those orange sausage curb there. Did maybe look like there's a little bit of wheel spin on the acceleration there for Rusty Oil Can. His Fallen Monkeys goes P4 with 1:15.8 just behind Maverick. Keeps it tidy there into the hairpin. Turn 6 coming up here. It counts as 1 turn. It's kind of 2 apexes though. 1 on the entry, then you get 1 on the exit. And into the S's he goes. 7, 8, turns 9 and 10 right here. Exit on the exit of turn 11. Looks like he's kept it pretty straight and in the middle of the track. And he dives towards sector 3. It's going to be a fastest sector 2 there for Rusty Oil Can. And it does look like he's got good pace. He's on around the same pace as Dr. Chivapo was coming through sector 2. So as long as he keeps it very clean through sector 3, oh, it looked like it was going to be a big improvement for Rusty Oil Can, but he's lost a lot of time in sector 3 there. And he was at a 101. And Dr. Chivapo crossing there, that sector 2 line at around a 101, a low 101. So Rusty Oil Can has definitely got some time in the bank. I do wonder if maybe he backed out of it on that main straightaway. Michael Furez almost won last week's race before a last lap crash. Crashed out of the lead there with 2 corners to go in Austria. And if anybody is going to be looking for revenge, if anybody's going to be looking for redemption in this race, it's going to be Michael Furez, I think. Oh, and I do apologize there as you may hear some feedback as I had opened the stream chat on my phone. Forgot to lower my volume. Just wanted to see who was up in the chat, who was saying hello. Kyle Hartman, Joseph Allison there. And so it looks like we've got 1 cool guy and 1 senior in our chat saying, let's go Div 4. My kid Cozy, nice to have you there watching. Cozy, racing Div 4 last week, but promoted up to Div 3, where he was slated to start the season. And we're going to see him. He did reserve last weekend. We're going to see him in the full-time seat this week. Michael Furez up 4/10 on his time. That should put him in the 115s, but I don't think that's going to be nowhere close enough to take pole position. Victor's improved his time as well. Where's Michael Furez going to go? Thank you to everybody who's watching the race, and thank you to everybody who's helping us present this race. Michael Furez 1:15.247 as we head into the last 5 minutes of qualifying. I just wanted to say thanks, to our partners, our sponsors, Advanced Sim Racing, IMB Raceware, and the Jackson Protection Agency. All links to their socials and their websites in the description below. If it's not, I'll make sure to add it there. We've been having some weird issues with our description not updating properly, but if not, you can find a link to them, all of our partners, all of our friends there on our social media pages. And lastly, thank you to the drivers showing up. We've got a big grid today, 17 drivers, and last week's winner, Catastrophic, down in 17th right now, has not set a time. And last time he raced here, because remember, Catastrophic is a repeat racer. He's coming back there after a season away, and this was his thing. He would qualify towards the back, he'd go along in the race, and he'd make some great race strategies out of it, and take some nifty podiums, victories. Looks like he's making use of that technique again as he qualifies, not qualifying yet, down in P17, but is he going to be going out? He is, and he's through the S's right now, actually. Let's see if he can... Oh, that might... Just gets away with the invalidation there. That corner is one of the easier ones to avoid, but it certainly isn't one you want to be risking a invalidation on, as he comes through there the final 2 corners. Dave Mortimer saying impressive provisional pole time. Yes, Dr. Chavapo way up there. Michael Furez has caught up, though, with a 1:14.5. We've got 2 drivers in the 1:14s. We've got Catastrophic now in the mid-1:15s as he puts that car up into P5. And through qualifying now, 2 minutes and a bit left. And we still have enough time, I think, for all of these drivers to go out there. Whether or not they have the right amount of tires and they can afford to go out there, that's a different story. Some of these guys may have already wasted all of their soft tires. Chris in the chat and Kosi saying a nice lap, Kata. Indeed, it was a nice lap. Up into the top 5, looking set for a solid start there in tomorrow's, or I guess tomorrow in the game, but today's Grand Prix for us. Retirement in the pits. That's Rusty Can not going out again. Hartman coming towards the end of his lap now, and a nice exit there. Want to carry as much speed as possible through the corners. It's going to be a P6 for Hartman there. Maverick is on a lap. Who's coming to the line now? It's Gravel Trap as he's starting a lap. There's a car in red. Is that Racer? But it's not, but he's diving in the pits. There's a bit of a roadblock here. Look at that. There's a Ferrari. That's an Alpine right behind. That might be Hartman, who was just finishing his lap. So let's hope nobody's impeding each other. Durant right behind the Haas as well. And I do want to say that's Philip Marshall, but I'm not sure. No, Philip Marshall's all the way down into the stadium section of the track, coming around turns 14, 15 right now. Chris Nerzuro sets a P4 lap time, says that's good enough. I'm going to retire from this session. Where's Philip Marshall? Improves, but not enough there. That is a good improvement. It's only good enough for P11. He is not too far behind his teammate Lucianok in the other Haas, and he's actually coming through the stadium section now. He was the Haas that we saw right ahead of that AlphaTauri of Durant. And coming through the final corner, turns 17 here. Comes to the line, is not going to improve his time. Durant will, though. Knocks Lucianok out of the top 10. Gives him free tire choice, which isn't a terrible thing. But certainly, a straight long like this, you want to be closer to the front. Maybe not at the front, because then you don't get the benefit of slipstream. But you want to be closer to the front simply because it's going to be a little bit less chaotic through the bottom half of the grid. Red Bull Fallen Monkeys, I believe, going to be the next car to set a lap here. Ahead of them is Philip Marshall, who might be going on a second lap. He's got the DRS open. He's got the battery way down. Tires, it is a two-stop here. You could pull a one-stop if you're going to go on the harder tire compound. Philip Marshall, though, doesn't care too much about strategies. He's going to go twice on the softs. Not the best of exits, but he might improve yet. No, he does not. And that's an extra set of that's an extra lap there on the tires that you maybe don't want to have. Fallen Monkeys improves to P5, gets ahead of Catastrophic with that lap. There's a Aston Martin comes to the line. That's Michael Fierez, but he ran out of time, did not cross the start-finish line in time, and that'll be the end of his qualifying. Maverick has had an issue, and I did not notice that there, but indeed Maverick is that's going to be the end of his qualifying. Is Sinful coming through turns 16. What's happened to him? I think he's hit that wall because that Aston Martin is missing a tire. That is going to affect a little bit the laps of everybody else. Gravel Trap forced him to go around, and he's going to have to abandon that lap, bail out of it. And with that, that's going to be the end of our qualifying session. Dr. Chavapo and Michael Fierez, your front row. And Michael Fierez trying to, I guess, make a comeback from a tough race last week where he could have had the win, and it all fell apart in the last lap of the race with only 2 corners to go. At least he was not the only one for who it fell apart, because right behind him Victor also had a spin, also had a crash on the last lap, and what that gave is that it let Catastrophic essentially inherit the victory, as Catastrophic there, who was getting overtaken, was in second place, overtaken by Victor for P2, and fell back into third place, only for the top 2 to crash out right in front of him. And inherited the win there, kept it his first win in his return to ISRL. We will go through the rest of the grid right now. It's Dr. Chavapo with a 1:14.1, your best, fastest man on track. Your pole time here in Mexico. Michael Fierez, P2. Victor, P3. Chris Nerazuro, P4. Fallen Monkeys starting his Red Bull up into P5. That's a good change from last week's qualifying. Catastrophic in P6. Luciano was able to improve at the end there. P7 for the Haas. Hartman in the Alpine with a P8. I'm sure he's going to be quite happy with that result. That's a solid qualifying for him. Maverick in the Aston Martin in P9. Rounding out the top 10 is Durant. After that, we've got Rusty Oil Can, Philip Marshall, One Wing, Sinful, Racer Pone, Gravel Trap, and Greenwell Army to round out the grid. Greenwell Army not setting a lap time there in the Williams. And as we go into the race portion of the broadcast, I will just very, very, very quickly mute my mic as I take a little sippy of liquid. It's cold and it's going to keep me refreshed. And we will see you guys on the grid. All right, and got myself a nice little sip, and I'm going to get you guys a nice little intro to our partners. I did thank them earlier, but new this season, Advanced Sim Racing, our new partner. They are a Canadian sim racing company. They make chassis, peripherals, everything in between, whether you need to mount your screens or mount your wheels or get a seat for your sim rig. They've got a little bit of it all, and we are so happy to be partnered with them. We have some very, very cool, exciting news regarding Advanced Sim Racing coming soon. They may or may not have given us some goodies for the drivers for the end of the season. We haven't announced them yet, but stay tuned for that. And of course, we do want to congratulate them yet again. This is 2 weeks old at this point, the news, but having partnered with Thrustmaster, they did, so absolutely awesome for them. Very cool partnership. Other than that, of course, we can't forget them. IMB Racewear. They've been making our merch since Season 3, and they're going to keep making it this season. We've got some cool news coming up about them as well regarding the end of the season, and we are so thankful that both Advanced Sim Racing and IMB Racewear has chosen to partner with us for Season 5. And stay tuned there on our socials next week for a nice, very cool reveal of some information that might be useful for you and as a viewer or you as a driver. course, can't forget them. It's the man in P8 representing the company at ISRL, Jackson Protection Agency. ISRL Hartman is one of their hard workers, and we do thank them for their continued support through the seasons. And as we're on the formation lap there, you're going to notice a bit of a split in the grid, aren't you? And a lot of these drivers are going to end up sitting on the grid for a while. And let's pull up the tire data as we are coming to the end, and I think that's an important topic to cover. Looks like your top 11 all gone on softs. We've got 4 mediums there from Philip Marshall, One Wing, Sinful, and Racer Pone. They might be going for the one top. They might be going medium soft softs as well. Only time will tell, and I think the safety cars that we get in this race are going to influence that as well. Only Gravel Trap going on the hards, so expect him to be a little bit slower at the beginning, but expect him to go much, much later in the race. Greenwell Army at the back, though, on the softs, which means he is going to be a little bit boxed in at the start of this race, as he's going to have to use those soft tires to get past all of the mediums and hard runners ahead. But guess we're going to have answers to all of that. Is it going to happen? Is it not? What is going to happen in this race? We will find out soon enough. We've got the grid lined up. We've got the drivers ready to go. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And we're off in Mexico, and it looks like a good start from just about everybody. Michael Furez dropping back just a little bit. No, he's not. He's catching up. And who was that had a bad start there at the start? It might have been the Red Bull Fallen Monkeys. He's dropping down the order. Are they going to go 3 wide into turn 1? No. It's going to be Dr. Chivapo ahead. Oh, no. Chris Zero has spun. There's chaos behind as everybody checks up trying to avoid that AlphaTauri. And it's going to be Victor into P2, getting past Michael Fierez down the start finish straight down the second DRS. Looks like mostly everybody's made it through okay. I don't think anybody's picked up there the AlphaTauri of Chris Narazuro. The good news for him is that he's right at the back of the pack, but I don't think he's got damage, and I don't think he's going to lose too much time. So a setback early, but it could be worse. Michael Fez all over the rear of Victor as we go through the S's for the first time. And if these guys fight too much, it's going to give Dr. Chivapo the chance at running away with this thing, and they're going to have to sort themselves out and start chasing very, very quickly. And Michael Fierez there staying behind as we approach already the end of our first lap. Looks like all of the drivers have made it through okay. There's not too much fighting going on further down the grid. Fallen Monkeys has lost 2 positions off the start. Let's go to position change. Durant has gained 4. That's a great start from the AlphaTauri. And ignore that Luciano at the front there, where he is P6, I think, right now. And we're going to get a bit of a messed up ticker right now, so let's get the position change out of the way, and we'll look at that later. As you can see, the predicted pit stop strategy looks like they're telling just about everybody to go on the 2 stop. We'll see who listens, though. We've got a long race to go, and we're starting lap 2 right now. Further down the grid, there's a bit of a checkup. What's happening back here? It's like a couple cars close together. The 2 Ferraris are look like they're right for a scrap here, and everybody in this grid is still very close together. I mean, chalk that up to the lack of big incidents. We had a spin early on. Chris Zero already back up into P15, so he should be doing just okay. I think he's going to be able to keep fighting, and he's going to have a bit of an uphill battle through the rest of the day, but nothing that he's going to be unable to recover from. As you can see, definitely no damage there on the AlphaTauri. He would have pit for a replacement, I think. So I think it might have just been cold tires, a little bit too much throttle, and around it went. You got very lucky not to collect anybody, though, in that spin. And props to those drivers for avoiding them as well. It's not always easy to avoid a car that's parked sideways across the road right after a corner, such as turn 1. So good on everybody. Good on all these drivers for the clean start. 2 Ferraris look like they're going to be swapping positions here down the straightaways. This is going to open the door for Maverick, though. Looks like he's going to have actually a little bit of a go on the outside. Gets a little squeezed by Racer Pone. Racer Pone trying to avoid his teammate, who went wide and took a penalty. And that means One Wing, your first penalty of the session. Expect to see more, though, with how the S's are around this track. It's Let's go up the grid here. Looks like there's a bit of a shakeup behind the Alfa Romeo of Catastrophic getting chased by the Haas. Who's that around? Is that Monkeys? It is the Red Bull Monkeys, and he's in the wall, and that's going to be no more front wing on the Red Bull. An early pit stop for Monkeys, and what was a good qualifying and a good start seemingly thrown away. He could still get a safety car later in the race, so it's not all over. Certainly not the start he was looking for. Michael Fierez still chasing Victor, doing a great job holding back there right behind him. And unfortunately for him, no luck in getting past, though. With DRS opening or being available now, you can see that rear wing open. I think it's going to be a much easier pass. If we open up our telemetry, we'll see just how much battery these guys are using. We're going to see a dive bomb. No, we're not. Michael Frez opting to be patient. As we look further down the pack, we're going to see a big line there of cars. Michael Frez taking a penalty, and you can see just who's pushing early and not. And on the exit here, it is easy to take a warning. I do expect myself personally to be taking quite a few in this event later today. And we're going to see exactly just how big of a role they play later this race. These guys are going to want to keep clean, though. There's a safety car later in the race. These penalties could be deadly. I have to point out no further than Phil Fury last week in Division 1. He had penalties under safety car. Somebody just hit him in the rear. He didn't do anything. It made him finish like 14 seconds back from the leader, but because he hadn't served them, because he had not deserved the penalties, they were removed. He jumped all the way up to like P5. So penalties at the end of the race are crucial to keep off your time, and it could be the difference between outside of the top 10 and in the top 5. So these drivers are going to have to keep an eye out and make sure that they race clean. Is Hartman going to be able to make a move on Durant here as the AlphaTauri moves to defend down the inside? Hartman's going to go for the outside line, but does he have enough speed to make it to the outside? Oh, it looks like he does. Beautiful move there from Hartman. Can he make it hang around the outside? No, Durant squeezes back through there on the next set of corners. He just stuck it around and had the inside line coming up. Is Hartman going to go for it again? Opts not to do it. Oh, could open the door here as Durant goes very deep. Go for the switchback. Go for the switchback, Hartman. Not able to make it sick. He's going to have to slot in behind the AlphaTauri for the hairpin and carry on there in P7. Oh no, is that Chris Arizuro who's had a problem? And I think it is. Yeah, he's gone off track again. No damage still to that AlphaTauri. He is getting lucky, but I think he'd rather like to stop these off-track excursions, as I think he might have just gone deep and took his AlphaTauri through the grass. Lost some positions there. P15 for Christian Arizuro. He was up into P12, I think. Michael Fierez not close enough to make a move for Victor down the straightaway, I don't think, although, oh, Victor running out of VRS, so you can see that red light blinking. Is Michael Fierez going to, I think he is. Oh no, Michael, you could have gone for that. You had him dead to rights, and going for the cautionary tail there, opting not to send it in. And you do have to respect the safe maneuver, but I would have loved to see a nice old dive bomb there. Danny Rick style. He's going to make it on this corner, though, and able to force Victor off the side there. Michael Fierez up into P2. He's going to now try to chase Dr. Chavapo ahead. Further down the grid, Hartman has gotten past... who was Hartman fighting earlier? Was it... it was Durant. Is Durant spun or is he pit? Let's take a look at Durant's tires here. And no, Durant has pit, so he's put the hard tires on. That's an interesting strategy choice from the AlphaTauri. Not sure if he's maybe going to support his teammate further back there. We've had a spin. Who is that? Is that Maverick? It is Maverick. Looks like he's kept it going. Looks like he's kept the damage. Front wing looks intact at the very least. And Maverick is going to be losing a couple positions, getting caught up by the Red Bull of Sinful there. And is that going to be it? Is it going to be 12th, or is he going to drop further back? With the straightaway coming up here, it could yet be another position loss for the Maverick 33. He's going to keep going, it looks like. No pitting, no flat spots on those tires. Not following Durant. So Durant could be in for quite a massive undercut here if he's the only one who pits soon. Everybody on 6-lap old tires. I think the predicted pit strategy for softs was around lap 8 or 9. So he is early. He's not crazy early. It is a bit of an early pit stop given that he had no damage, but still an interesting strategy. We'll see if it pays off. The issue for Durant now is that those hard tires are going to be quite slower. He gets past Gravel Trap. Oh, at the same time as Sinful puts in a beautiful move there on Maverick. They're side by side through the next 2 corners, and Sinful able to hang it around the outside. Great move from the Red Bull driver to take the position. Maverick struggling a little bit with the front downforce. Oh no, Victor! Is Victor out of this race? And he is. He's lost it right into the barriers there. Oh, what's happened to Victor? That's a rear wheel gone as he made contact with another car. We've got a safety car here. Has Victor made because that is a very, very weird place to crash and lose a rear wheel at, but Victor's race is done. Just like that on lap 7, we've got a safety car. This is going to trigger a mad dash to the pits, and Catastrophic staying out. Maybe just not having the time to react there and change his strategy. It's going to cost him a little bit of time, although he could be going deep and trying to run these softs right up to do a one-stop as well. So we'll see what strategy Catastrophic is going on. I guess as the safety car finishes up one wing up into P2, Dr. Shavapo pits, gets back out into P3, so that's a great strategy advantage for him. And he is going to resume the restart there from P3. So far going unchallenged. He's led every lap, but that's going to be put to a stop as we're most likely going to see One Wing or Catastrophic lead this lap under safety car here. We're just going to look in the chat there. Hyper Marconi saying, go Doctor. Joseph Allison Cozy, stretch softs to 11 if you need to. I think that's what some of these drivers are doing. My questioning, or I guess what I'm not sure about, is whether or not it's going to be a good idea to do that given the safety car. Safety car's going to be coming in around lap 10. If you pit right after the safety car, you're essentially relegating yourself to last place, whether you like it or not. If we go a little bit longer, maybe stretch them out to 12, 13, 14 laps, thanks to the safety car, you could be in for a great alternate strategy here. We'll see what Catastrophic does. This is great news for Fallen Monkeys as well, who's going to be able to catch back up to the pack there after his early spin. Looks like Catastrophic is staying out, so he's going to be the only man to stay out on those initial soft tires. Other people have not pit so far this race. Catastrophic is going to be One Wing. I think Sinful as well, and that was weird because I think he lost the position to Luciano. I'm not sure what happened there, but changing positions back here. Do hope they've got that sorted out. Gravel Trap is on his original hard tires. This really hurts his race plans as he can't put the hard tires now and go to the end. He also can't put the mediums now because I don't think they're going to make it to the end. He'd have to make like 26 laps there of green flag racing on those medium tires. So he's forced to stay out basically either until there's another safety car or until he gets a lucky break and is able to go pit. But I don't think Gravel Trap is going to be too mad about the results no matter which way they go. And I think this is a man who's just aiming to get to the finish and be satisfied with his race. Right, so if you're in the chat, if you're watching the stream, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. And you know what? I'm going to give you the cheesy hit the bell. I don't even know if we have a bell. Do we have a bell? We might have a bell. Hit the bell if we got one. And make sure you don't miss any races. You don't miss any event here from ISRL Esports. The Season 5 Championship presented by Advanced Sim Racing and IMB Racewear with support from Jackson Protection Agency and the IFBA. And we are going back under green flag racing here on lap 9 out of 36. It's going to be lap 10 by the time we make it to the start-finish line. And do apologize if you hear a bit of wind as I'm trying to pump some cold air into this comms room because it's just boiling in here. It's like 35 degrees outside. Oh no, did I see that right? Yes, I did. There's rain. They're starting to rain right as the safety car gets back going. Down the straightaway, One Wing is going to catch up to Catastrophic. And sorry for missing the leaders darting off there. I was just mesmerized. We've got rain. And that would explain maybe, is that a stroke of genius from Catastrophic not to pit? Did he know the rain was coming? And now he knows he's going to have to pit again, opting to stay at the front. Looks like Rusty Oil Can not making it through turn 1 facing the right way. Dr. Chavapo, One Wing, trying to go side by side. Oh, Dr. Chavapo snuck it around the outside. He's going to actually tap One Wing there. Michael Fierez is going to sneak it around the outside of One Wing as that Ferrari got loose. And One Wing just exiting a little bit too far wide, but there was a car there on the exit, and he couldn't go through. And it's going to cost him a position, almost cost him 2, as the track is starting to get wet, though. We are, I think, going to see some of these guys on the harder tires struggle. But One Wing and Catastrophic, even Sinful, the guys who have not pit, have potentially put themselves in an amazing position here. This track is going to get greasy, is going to get wet, and if it keeps raining, they might have to switch to inters or worse. So if you're able to save yourself a pit stop, that's free positions, baby, and they just made it happen. Now, that looks like there's a yellow flag. One Wing is going very slow down the straightaway. I don't know what's going there. Almost looked like he was slowing down into Michael Fierez. Maybe Michael Fierez is just that quick right now. Who knows? As the Aston Martin gets into P3. Oh, Lucianoc thinking of a dive there, getting chopped off, rightfully so, by One Wing, as there was no room for that Haas on the inside of the corner. And it looks like Hartman now looking to pick up the scraps of whatever battle arises ahead. Sinful is going to have to defend against Greenwell Army as the rain is starting to fall just a little bit harder and a little bit harder yet. Durant right behind him. Philip Marshall in P10. There's a big battle shaping up here in our top 10. Further back, though, it looks like we're getting some pit stops. Some guys that were out of position. Rusty Oil Can, Fallen Monkeys, who I think may have had another bit of an issue there. And Durant gets a penalty for going wide. It's raining a lot, and we can see just how much they have to lift in the corners now just to keep the car within the white lines. And right ahead is Lucianoc and Hartman going to go at it. No, Hartman slotting in behind. No need to risk a move on a greasy track like this. DRS is enabled, though. Let's see who's going to pit. We're going to ride on board with our leaders. And yes, our leader is going to pick Dr. Chavapo. Is going to pit. Is Catastrophic? No, he's going to stay out. Catastrophic playing the gamble. Michael Fierez playing the gamble as well. One Wing is staying out as well. So only Dr. Chavapo pitting. He's already up to 2 stops now. If these guys can stay out, gain some time, oh, this could be deadly for Dr. Chavapo. It could be 2 bad pit stops in a row. But just look how much Catastrophic has to slow down. Yes, some of that is the fact that his tires are old and cooked by now. But my God, it is greasy out there. He's going to lose the position to Michael Fierez as a result. And that Aston Martin, better grip on the fresher tires. Better grip, yet probably, because of how greasy it is, you need absolute maximum rubber if you're going to make slicks work on a wet surface. Do think the inters was a right call, though. DRS might still be opened. I didn't see any notification for it. If it's not, though, it's time to come in. Luciano with a penalty. You're going to see some penalties, at least some warnings being given out now as everybody struggling to stay within track limits, and they're running and rushing, I should say, through the corners, through the S's. Who's going to make it to the pits first? I think it might be Michael Fierez if he doesn't spin between now and then. It's going to be Catastrophic and One Wing still chasing behind. Oh, what? Hartman with a big lock up there. You saw the streaks on the ground. Doesn't get the move down as One Wing shuts the door. And don't know just how much room is afforded. Oh, he makes a mistake. He goes deep. Hartman takes the position. One Wing's made a mistake and drops down into P4, and now we're going to see these guys dart into the pits. Catastrophic is in, Michael Fierez is in, Hartman is in, One Wing's in, and Lucy Adnock's in. Your top 5 all pitting now. Is Sinful going to pit as well? Yes, he is. Lucy Adnock takes a penalty as he runs into the back of One Wing in the pits. Everybody forced to check up there. Everybody going on the medium tires. Greenwell Army's in the pit. Look at the pit boards popping up. Racer Pone is going to stay out. Oh, and I do have to question that decision. I can understand the gamble, but he's going to lose so much time. Dr. Chavapo looks like he made the right decision by pitting a lap early as he gets a healthy 3-second lead to the guy in third. It's a net lead, I guess you could say, if you count the fact that Racer Pone has to pit. Now, I do wonder if any of the drivers who were in the party before, or sorry, in our chat If you guys want to tell us just how long this rain is going to last, that would be super appreciated, because I have no idea what to expect here in this Grand Prix. Gravel Trap, I don't know what you're doing, but you got to get off those hard tires, buddy. Look how slow he's got to go just to get in the pits. Fallen Monkeys, he put the inters on early. Same with Rusty Olcan. Doesn't look like that's paid off nearly as much as I was expecting it to. So they must have had a sizable gap to the pack before that pit stop. Might not be repeating that top 5 of last week, though, in the Red Bull as Monkeys. The two AlphaTauris running close together now. Same with this little gaggle of cars here. Sinful getting chased down by Greenwell and Lucianoc. Both on, or actually all three on the inters. There's only Racer Pone now who's not on the inters. He's getting caught up though. 8 seconds a lap slower than the next man on the inters. That just shows the pace difference between the slicks and the wet weather tires right now. And looks like down the inside. Beautiful move there from Greenwell, timing that perfectly. Sinful is going to be forced to back out of that one. He's going to lose a position to Lucianoc as well. Is that going to be 3 positions lost for Sinful? No, is Maverick forced to stay behind. I really thought Sinful was about to go from 7th to 10th there in just a span of a single sector, but he's able to keep the Aston Martin at bay. Racer Pone is going to be coming out, looks like, in P11, so not losing too many positions, but we've got a yellow flag. Is that Chris Zero? And that's a broken front wing. And I don't think we're going to get a safety car of any kind. No, it's still green flag racing as he gets that car back into the pits nice and quick. It's going to give the free positions to the guys behind. Certainly not the race that Chris Zero was hoping to get. Now let's go back there on this battle. Maverick and Sinful. Oh, is that a little bit of contact almost? Looked like, I think Sinful just slid right into the rear of the Aston Martin of Maverick 33. And as he comes around here, oh, that might hurt. Might hurt just a little bit, Sinful. I don't know if he took damage out of that. Is that an end plate missing? Not sure. No, it looks like he got away okay. I really thought he just about slid into the rear there, kind of like Bottas did in Hungary. Looks like he got away with it yet. We've got 14 out of 36 laps done. We are just about halfway, or getting towards the halfway point of the race. In about 2-3 laps, that's going to be our official halfway point. And Chris Neversero going on the wets. Do you guys think that's a wet weather track right now? I'm not sure, but somebody's risking the wets. And it all depends on if it's going to keep raining like this, rain even harder, or maybe even stop raining altogether. This is a gamble from Chris Zero, but given the lack of grip he's experienced on the circuit so far, a couple of spins, I completely understand it. Getting past down the straight, Durant, you can see them breaking into the zone there side by side, and Durant getting the move done on Sinful. There's a Ferrari looking interested. Sinful not having a great time there in the wets, or in the inters I should say, and it's costing him a few positions. Yellow flag in sector 3, and looks like those wet weathers not paying any dividends there for Chris Zero, as he's experienced another spin, and it's not the race that the AlphaTauri wanted. What is he going to do now? He's going to be diving in the pits, and are we going to see a retirement maybe? And, yep, as predicted, Chris Zero saying, all right, well, you know what? This car is not working for me. I'm going to call it quits now and move on to next week. Not the event he wanted, but we've got our second retirement of the session. Oh, no, who's that? Is that Hartman? Hartman's out of spin. Sorry for the coughing there. On the exit of 14 into turn 15, Hartman losing the rear of that Alpine. He's done a great job recovering it, though, not losing too many positions. He's still in P5, but just get the rear slipping away. No damage, though, so Hartman doing a great job of keeping that car in one piece. You're going to have to watch out for the retired car of Chris Zero there. It's ghosted, but still a bit of a distraction. And Hartman is lucky to get away with that one. And this is, I think this is where we're going to keep our camera focused for the next little bit. There seems to be a battle shaping up here around P7 or so. Lucianoc and Maverick are close together. And then right behind them, there's actually Sinful and Racer Pone that are close together as well. And, oh, look how close they're getting there. Almost thinking of a move as Maverick. Maybe the switchback as they're both exiting on the curb. Oh, he's going to go deep. Is it going to cost him time through the S's just a little bit? You don't want to be too close to your rivals down the S's, as the dirty air can really upset the car. So maybe intentional there, but he's already closed up that gap. So either way, it didn't do much if he did that on purpose. And if he did that by accident, then he's already recovered that error. So great recovery from the Aston Martin down into the second. Oh, was that a little bit of cheeky moving there from Lucianoc or not? Don't know, because it's cost him to go deep, and it's going to cost him the position as Maverick forcing his way through. A bit of contact between the two cars, but I don't think that's anything punishable. Just some racing contact there, as Maverick just making his car as wide as possible, making sure that there was no chance for Lucianoc to stick it around the outside. Right behind them was Sinful and Razorpone side by side down the straight. Razorpone's ahead now, but Sinful's going to have the not the DRS, but the slipstream of the cars ahead. Not going to be enough, though, as Razorpone stays ahead into the braking zone. Dave Mortimer wants to see the position changes. And you know what, Dave Mortimer? I think that's a brilliant idea. Let's look at the position changes. Greenwell Army up 11 spots. One wing up 9 spots. Two drivers who did not pit in that initial safety car stuck it out until the rain fell. And Catastrophic as well. He's up 3 positions. Hartman is up 3 positions. Michael Flores is taking another penalty. We'll take a look at penalties right after. So Razorpone and Sinful are up 4 each. Oh no! Sinful is going to be down up less than 4 as he spun out there on the exit of the hairpin. Too much throttle. And he's going to be down into 14th. He's still up 2 positions where we started, but not the race he wanted, as he loses another couple of positions in a short amount of time. Sinful, sorry for getting that on camera, buddy, but I wish you luck in fighting back there. Razorpone up 6, but Greenwell Army is your biggest gainer so far. He's from 17th there to 6th. He did not set a time in qualifying, started last on the grid. And as we take a look now at the time penalties, looks like Dr. Chavapo 9 seconds back. Could hurt him if we get another safety car here, especially one later in the race. Michael Fear has 6 seconds. Catastrophic has yet to take a penalty. Razorpone and Lucianoc are banking on near double digits as well. If they take another penalty, they're going to be in the double digits. Everybody else has either got 3 seconds or no penalties, so still some good clean racing from a lot of this grid. They're not pushing the track limits, or if they're doing it, they're doing it in a way that they're not getting dinged for. Sinful chasing Philip Marshall there. He did come out behind him after his spin, but not close enough for a move just yet. Further back, Fallen Monkeys and Rusty Oil Can. Looks like they've caught up to each other, and we might see a little spicy battle there at the back for some points further down the grid. Keep in mind, top 15 do get points here at ISRL, and so these guys are still fighting for something. Yes, they are fighting for 2 and 3 points each. One more if they get past the slap, but points are points, and late in the championship, those 2-3 points could make a world of difference. It's right around here that you are going to be getting your battles, I think. The closest gaps on the grid between Lucianoc, Razorpone, and Durant, who, despite the very early pit stop, has fought back. But I think it goes without saying that that pit stop was way too early for Durant, essentially taking himself out of a top... Oh, no! Oh, no, Maverick! It's had a spin. He's lost his front wing. Oh! Disaster for the Aston Martin. He was running so well, had some nice overtakes, and away it goes. You can see just how little downforce he has. Brakes and immediately gets a big double lockup. It's going to be a strip straight to the pit lane for the Aston Martin, and it looks like the amount of debris left on the racetrack, not enough. Oh, Philip Marshall. Oh, that's going to be an awkward rejoining there from Philip Marshall. Luckily, goes slow enough not to take a penalty. Too much throttle there, a little bit similar to what Maverick did. And too much throttle on the exit. Could it be time? Could it be time for the wets here? It looks like those Inters are really struggling out there. We could see a gamble for the wets there because it is getting very, very wet. There's not much standing water, but it's definitely looking like we're about to get some puddles. You can see some darker areas around the circuit. And there's not much of a dry line, is there? You can hardly see it. Maverick is going to be pitting right ahead there for his front wing change. Down the grid, though, ooh, look at that. A little spicy battle. Durant and Racerpone going at it. And Durant is going to be taking the position. Gets himself back up into P8. All right. Now, pardon the little brief moment of silence there as I sometimes catch my breath, maybe take a little drink. Nothing is a bad time to enjoy the sound of these Formula 1 cars, though. So if you guys want more of them, just please just kindly let me know in the chat. Hey, you should shut up more because I enjoy these engines. If you want me to keep talking, though, well, sorry, too bad. You're going to have to put up with it. So we saw One Wing and Catastrophic getting close together. Catastrophic, though, still holding on to P3. That Ferrari of One Wing, I thought he blew it earlier there as he had that moment dropping down further in the grid, but he's done a remarkable job to catch up and stay towards the front. In P4 right now, trying to get a podium. He just barely got one last week as he was set to finish 5th until the leaders crashed out. It looks like he's set for potentially a podium on pace today. He does have a penalty, though, which Catastrophic doesn't. So Catastrophic does have that in his back pocket. It looks like Hartman's had another bit of a spin. This one's going to cost him a position. Actually, it's going to cost them, just one position. That's the lap car of Gravel Trap going through. And Hartman doing a good job there at keeping his car towards the front. It is unfortunate for him that he's had those spins because he's been running a great race so far. Definitely one of his stronger races. And I think without those spins, he could have been in there for at least top 3, maybe fighting with One Wing and Catastrophic because the gap wasn't that big before the first spin, was it? And it's a shame that he's fallen back, but there's still lots of time for him to catch up. Right behind, look at Lucianoc and Durant going at it. They're very close together on the circuit. And through this start-finish rate, I think Durant might just get a chance here for an overtake. I think they're side by side here. We're not getting the best camera angle, and around the outside goes Durant. Sorry for the camera angle. Stream feed does not do me any favors there. Always puts me on an onboard in the braking zone for turn 1, and it looks like Durant taking 7th place, dropping the Haas of Lucianoc down an extra slot there into P8. Do apologize if you guys are hearing a little bit of wind occasionally through the mic. I will admit I got a fan firmly trained on me because it's 11 a.m. here. Sorry, it's noon actually. It's 30 degrees and it feels like 33 and we don't have AC. So it's very, very hot in the comms room right now because it's a little closet with a TV, a PlayStation, and a fan, and so there's a lot of heat getting produced. I'm sweating here, just sitting here talking to you guys. Got drip down the side of my face, and I'm trying to get cold air into the room as you guys enjoy this race. But it's a harder task than it looks. Just pumping the door there behind me, trying to pump some cold air, and actually it's working not bad. Ooh, that's very refreshing. Lucianok, racer pulling, switching positions. Lucianok is falling backwards there, seemingly lacking grip on the inters, but looks like everybody is actually sticking on the inters, which is remarkable, because I thought for sure it was going to be too wet. Lucianok going for it again, and now it's going to be Lucianok around the outside. A yellow flag is Hartman again. Hartman spun again. Oh, no, that's not how you rejoin the track, buddy. If you get reported, that's a penalty. You cannot rejoin the track in front of other drivers like that. But Hartman with wing damage, and I was just praising how well he was racing there, and looks like he's going to have to pit and drop some positions because of it. Hartman and, Philip Marshall and Sinful side by side there towards turn 4. Philip Marshall is going to tuck in behind the Red Bull and concede defeat on that overtake. As Durant gets past Hartman, who's struggling in the rain in the Alpine there. Is that another spin? Yeah, Hartman's had another spin, and just like that, the race falling apart there for the Alpine. I do hope there's another, sorry for the yawn there. I do hope there's another safety car for some of these guys. Let them catch up, maybe get a very, very exciting end of the race. Until now, though, it certainly is still exciting, and we've got a pit stop here. Is that just for, another set of inters? Nobody going for the wets, and nobody getting off the inters. Of course, you'd be a little bit silly but to get off the inters now, but oh man, I'm hoping we get to see somebody out there gamble on the wets and just absolutely smoke everybody. Taking a look at our stream chat now. Cozy saying it's Canadian sweat, so it's nothing. Cozy, I would love to see you handle this weather. I know, I live in the desert. It's dry heat, okay? You don't know what it's like to have the air crush you because it weighs so much. It's dry heat, man. You don't know shit. Oh, I mean, you don't know poop. Something about swearing. Right. Back onto the race. Greenwell getting past the lapped car of Gravel Trap there as he continues his descent through, I guess, the blue flags. A little bit off the pace today, but won't fault him for it. He is still pretty new to the F1 sim racing world. Hartman finally getting himself out of the pits there. It looks like that little excursion off track, those spins have cost him essentially all of his positions. He is on the lead lap still, but is in 14th currently. Oh, actually, I don't think Hartman is on the lead lap right now, because Michael Fierez is right there. Yeah, Hartman is lapped. He went from 5th to lapped. That is absolutely unfortunate there. Michael Fierez leads this race, but we've seen this before, and it did not end great for the last time there in Austria for the Aston Martin. It's not going great for his teammate right behind, though. In Mexico, as he's had a spin, kept it out of the wall. Props to him. He's got the car facing the wrong way right now. He's going to get it spun around and going again. Got some more pit stops. And is anybody going to be gambling on the wets? Guys, there's so many puddles on the track. Oh, we are getting some wet tires. Awesome. This is what I wanted. Hartman with another spin. And yeah, see, this is what I mean. It's too wet for the inters. Guys, I've been saying you have to go on the wets for like 10 laps now. Listen to the stream. Hartman really should pit there. You can see just how much he's struggling on the inters. Having a hard time accelerating, getting the car to stick to the track in general. One wing, though, going on the west, and we're going to look at that gap there that he's got too catastrophic ahead. It's an 18-second gap to P3, but is it going down or is it going... It is going up a little bit. Maybe the wets aren't the perfect tires yet because they haven't been warmed up, but I feel like as soon as he gets some time on them, we might see them... Oh, what's happened here? It's a safety car, yes, but what has So we've got another safety car. I'm trying to figure out what happened to Maverick. So he pit for the wets. Did he crash right exiting the pits? I think Maverick has pit for the wets, and he's gunned it out of the pits, and he's put that car in the wall. And correct me if I'm wrong here, chat, but I think that's what I think I think he's lost it coming out of the pits right here. Almost what the same thing Razorpone did, because there's bits of debris all over the racetrack there. It looks like he's put it in the wall and DNF the car, and we've got 3 retirements here. 10 laps to go, and we are under safety car. Michael Fierez, Dr. Chavapo pitting, so your leaders taking this opportunity to go for a pit that's going to narrow down the gaps to just about everybody. Unfortunately for the guys that pit for the wets early, this is going to give some free pit stops to the guys on the inters, notably Catastrophic, who's going to be able to get out of the pits long before One Wing catches up. But had that happen under green flags, it's... oh, actually, is he going to get out in front of One Wing? Oh, well, he is, but One Wing with more speed is going to take the position. So One Wing does end up being able to do it. Maverick saying he had rear wing damage around lap 8. Absolutely unfortunate for him. Now, looking at our chat there, yeah, Maverick cheering on his teammate, saying, Michael, get the win for the team. Michael, though, on the inters, and this is interesting. Very interesting. Hartman is actually the safety car leader, so he's going to have to let all these guys by. He's going to pit now, though. Michael Fierez staying on the inters. And so it's going to be the inters of Michael Fierez, the inters of Falling Monkeys. Everybody else on the wet tires. This is going to be a very interesting restart, I think. Sorry, give me a second, chat. We are under safety car. I'm just going to take a quick little breather here, get my breath back, because I have no doubt it's going to be a very exciting last couple laps. Alrighty, so lap 28 out of 36. We've got still some racing to do, but most importantly, whoa, actually, did I miss something here while I was taking a breath? Because how did Dr. Chavapo get ahead of Michael Fierez? Did we just witness, or I guess I didn't witness it because I didn't see it happen, but an illegal safety car overtake. Oh, that is spicy because Michael Fierez was in the lead here, and now it's Dr. Chivapo. Did Michael Fierez go deep? We're going to have to look in the chat and see there. I wasn't looking at my screen, but I assume it got caught on stream chat. If anybody, you guys saw it, please, by all means, let me know what happened there. We could see a penalty yet, depending on how that took place. I'm actually going to go and try to give it a quick look myself. It doesn't look like the safety car is going to be coming in just yet. At least it's not saying so. Oh yeah, look at that. Mike Fierez had a moment. He actually almost lost 2 positions. I completely missed that because I was having a drink, taking a breather. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry for missing that, guys. So yeah, he had a half spin. It almost cost him 2 positions for Michael Fierez. He's got to be a little bit careful. It does show how treacherous the conditions are right now and why you should probably be on the wet tires. Look at the amount of puddles. Look at the amount of standing water. I'm not sure that the Inters are capable of handling such water clearing. Now, safety car is in. You can see the lights are off. Dr. Chivapo is going to pace the grid here. The problem that I'm seeing is that a lot of these guys never caught up to the pack. They're all stuck behind gravel trap. We're not able to catch up to the pack. Oh no, this is disastrous for the lower half of the top 10. They were stuck behind a lapped car, and we're not able to make it to the pack here. Oh, and there's more issues at the back. What's happening here? Absolutely horrendous restart there. Gravel trap is going so slowly, and has cost all of these guys about 10 seconds on the leaders. And what I thought was going to be a full grid restart, we've ended up getting 2 packs there. Oh no, Michael Fierez going deep again. He's going to lose another position. This time to One Wing. One Wing gets himself up into P2. And this is where the penalties are going to be coming into play. Look at that, 14 seconds for Chivapo, only 3 seconds for One Wing. No penalties for Catastrophic. Michael Fierez is 12 himself. Racer Pone 17 seconds. Hartman with 23 seconds. And so you can just see that I think at the end of this race with only 6 laps to go, these penalties are going to knock a few people out of the podium places. Greenwell and Catastrophic, well, Greenwell had no penalties. He's got one now. They could yet get some free positions here. Coming to the start of lap 31 out of 36. Ooh, a lot of rear end sliding there for Michael Fierez. And now he's going to pit for the wets. Now he's not going to be able to handle the last 5 laps. That's disastrous for Michael Fierez because with the grid so close, I mean, that's it. He's going to be sent to the back. There's nothing else he can do. He should have pit under safety car. Durant with a moment. I was trying to flick to him. I ended up picking up Michael Fierez again. But he's got himself going once more. Narrowly avoiding Fallen Monkeys. He has to go off track to avoid him there. And Monkeys is going to be able to get ahead of Michael Fierez. And Monkeys is actually going to get some free positions because Racer and Luciano both have a ton of penalties in front of them. So expect at least a P8. What happened here to Greenwell Army having a moment, looks like. Catastrophic is now P3. Philip Marshall P5. Oh, Catastrophic, look at that. Did you see the tank slapper on the exit of the hairpin? It's going to give Greenwell Army a chance down the inside. Greenwell Army, Catastrophic wheel to wheel. And oh man, that was so close. And Greenwell Army backing out of it. I think he had the right to the line, but Catastrophic holding his own around the outside. Philip Marshall having to get off the throttle there to avoid running into the back of the Williams. And Greenwell Army is going to be forced to be happy with 4th. I wouldn't push so hard if I was Greenwell Army right right now, because actually, no, I would. He's finishing 4th if you count the penalties now. So he either needs to get some distance between himself and Philip Marshall, or he needs to get ahead of Catastrophic and hope that way at least. Actually, it doesn't really matter. He needs to get closer to One Wing, or he needs to help Philip Marshall and Catastrophic take a penalty here. Unfortunate for this lower half of the pack, though, stuck behind the lapped car of Gravel Trap. I'm not sure how those guys ended up so far back from the pace. I don't know if there was an incident or Gravel Trap was just having a very hard time keeping up with the safety car pace. It is treacherous conditions. He was on the inters, but dreadful restart as it's dropped them so far back from the pack. And a few of these guys could have been in for some great results thanks to the positions, but not going to be the case. Thanks to the penalties. Not going to be the case though, and guys like Fallen Monkeys with no penalties are going to be absolutely hampered by that. Further up the grid, Philip Marshall, oh no, unfortunately for him, look at that, almost 3 seconds behind Greenwell Army. It could be Greenwell Army going to be able to keep that position despite the penalty if he can just keep up this pace. 2.8 seconds now. He just needs to get about 2/10, and he's got 4 laps to do it. More penalties there from Racer Pone. With the weather the way it is, I'm not surprised some of these guys are experiencing some problems sticking it within track limits, especially in the S's. You're trying to carry so much speed, and it's very easy to just overcook it ever so slightly and go deep. All right. Deep again. Look at that. Struggling for grip is the Williams of Greenwell Army. But that's not to say he's got no grip at all, because he is in P4 and he is doing pretty well for himself. Could be his best result here of the season. I know we're only 2 races in, but you got to get these good point hauls early on, and it's easier, so much easier to be defending from the front. You got less pressure if you already got those points than if you're playing catch up. So these early races are crucial for the big haul of points. We've got Rusty Oil Can, who spun around, and he's only going to be in P13, losing a position at Hartman there. 6.5 seconds the gap between One Wing and Dr. Chavapo. Good luck, or good thing for One Wing is that he only needs 11 seconds to take the win. And so One Wing, all he's got to do is keep the car the way it is. A bit of a moment from Philip Marshall again. Michael Freire has taken another penalty, and still only Catastrophic, Philip Marshall, Monkeys, and Rusty Oilcan saying penalty free so far. And I cannot wait to see just how much this shakes the grid up. By my quick math, it could be that Dr. Chavapo could fall off the podium. Greenwell Army needs to catch up just a little bit more, just ever so slightly. He is about 14 seconds back, just a little bit over 14 seconds back right now. If Catastrophic and Greenwell can just pick up the pace by about a second, close that gap by about a second, then they both earn themselves second and third place there. So Catastrophic, could he start the season with a win and a podium? We'll see. We've got a lap and a half, or 2 laps and a half, sorry. End of lap 34, then we go 35 and 36 to finish the Mexican Grand Prix. The rain has died down here. These wet tires are going to start struggling. If we look at the tire data, Fallen Monkeys here, only man still in the inters, could be in for a bit of a surprise pace here towards the end of the race. He could catch up to the guys ahead. Not at the moment, though. He's still dropping in terms of time, but he does have the more worn tires of the group of cars around him. Greenwell still chasing, but looks like Dr. Chavapo may have heard the stream, and he's pushing hard now, and he's trying to catch up. We've got to spin lane the race. This is Durant, and is that damage for the Alpha Tauri? Definitely one side of the car that's okay, and as he gets going again, don't want to spin it too much. Looks like he's gotten gotten away with it just about. Lap 35. Oh no, Durant. And he got away with it then. He's not going to get away with it now. And that's the same place Victor crashed out early on in the race. Oh, on the other side, though, it looks like he's cooked it. And he's going to be classified, but he won't finish the race. Durant, P11 so far. I think he is going to finish ahead of Rusty Olacan and Gravel Trap because of how many laps down those two are. And the fact there's only 2 laps left. But still, not the end of the race Durant probably wanted. He still could have gotten another position or two, I think, if he kept going. Dr. Chavapo, he's going to be coming around now to start this last lap of the race. Lap 36 out of 36. The white flag is in the air, and it's about to be waved as this Mercedes. Ooh, little drift around the corner. Coming through to the start-finish line. White flag, and we're on lap 36 out of 36. It's the final lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. It's been exciting. Oh no! Oh no! One wing's out! And this is another crash late in the race. Last week it was... oh man, last week it was Michael Furez and Victor. This week it's One Wing losing it all on his own. Coming out of the final corner of the penultimate lap. And entering lap 36 is going to give Catastrophic in Greenwell essentially a free podium. Greenwell wasn't even sure he was about to get one, but it's about to change. Dr. Chavapo now is going to save the win. He was One Wing was the only man who could have caught up to Dr. Chavapo thanks to the penalties, and now Dr. Chavapo, despite the 14 seconds, unless he makes a mistake, is going to inherit the win of this race. Sinful now in P4. He's defending from Philip Marshall. He is going to take the position on penalties if nothing changes, and Racer Pone right behind him could get overtaken by Philip Marshall. Philip Marshall takes a penalty for that. I think he had to go off track. Is that Hartman now getting in the way a little bit? That could be a penalty for Hartman if he was impeding him so much that he forced Philip Marshall into a penalty, because that penalty could cost them in the end. There's still a little bit of this race to go. Dr. Chavapo, though, coming to the line. And he's missing fuel. He's out of fuel. But he crosses the line, and he takes the win in Mexico. And we're going to see now if Catastrophic has got what it takes to close that gap up just enough here. 17.6 seconds the gap. Coming around the line is going to be Catastrophic in P2 by 3.6 seconds. Greenwell is going to take his first podium of the season, and Alpine's first podium of the season here in Division 4. Sinful 1990. Oh man, lucky that came after the start-finish line as he crosses and gets P5 after penalties. Racer Pone coming around the line now, and he's going to take P6. Lucianoc is going to steal P6, immediately loses it to Fallen Monkeys, who gets the Red Bull up into P6. And look, that's a decent Constructors result for the Bulls as they get 5th and 6th, a decent haul of points. Rusty Oil Can is going to cross 10th, and a Hartman 11th. One Wing was in second place entering the final lap, lost it right then and there, and he's going to finish 12th. A huge loss of points for Ferrari, and a huge defeat there for One Wing, and Gravel Trap is going to actually overtake him at the end there. I thought Gravel Trap was 2 or 3 laps down, but not the case, as he is going to score some points and finish ahead of One Wing. Greenwell Army, your driver of the day, starting from the back of the grid, getting a podium out of it. That was a supreme drive from the Alpine driver. Started 17th and standing on our podium, and I accidentally clicked through the celebration there, but doesn't matter too much, as you can see your final results. And I'm just going to take a quick screenshot here. And Dr. Chavapo, Catastrophic, Greenwell Army, your podium. Philip Marshall, Sinful, Fallen Monkeys, Lucianoc, Racer Pone, Michael Furez, and Rusty Oil Can. Looks like Red Bull, the only team to get, or actually Haas as well, getting 2 cars in the top 10. Your DNFs, though, we've lost Victor, we lost Chris, we lost Maverick, Durant, One Wing, both DNFs, both qualified because they completed more than 90% of the race distance. Gravel Trap, Hartman and Rusty Olcan all finishing a lap down, and from Michael Furez up, they were on the lead lap. But that was it. That was the Mexican Grand Prix. Round 2 of the ISRL Season 5 Championship is over. It is done. We move on to Belgium next week. I cannot wait to see you guys in the stream. Cannot wait to see these drivers attacking the famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and cannot wait to see this season unfold. I5RL, you might want to call it ISRL Season 5, whatever name or hashtag you want to go. Make sure to tag us there on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram if you post about the Grand Prix, if you post about the racing. I want to thank one more time our partners, Advanced Sim Racing, IMB Racewear, and Jackson Protection Agency for helping us put these races on and provide excitement, prizes, and more for the drivers, and supporting the league in every way they can. And thank you to all the drivers who participated here in this Division 4 Grand Prix. We are probably not going to do interviews simply because I'm boiling alive in this room. It's 33 degrees outside and I'm in a trapped room with nothing but a fan, a TV, and more things that make heat. So it's probably about 35 or 36 in here, and I'm going to try to jump out of here and go and cool off. So thank you all for watching the Grand Prix, and I hope you guys had an absolutely wonderful time watching this race. And it's so hot that I forgot what car our winner was in. I think it was in the Mercedes. Yes, he was. So let's get some Mercedes on here. Thank you to everybody who watched. Division 3 is live right now. If you want to head over to that stream, give them some love. Division 2 starts in half an hour, so make sure to tune back in right around there. It should start right around when Division 3 finishes. We'll see you guys all day. There's racing. Keep watching, and thank you for tuning into the stream. I'm ISRL Knight, and on behalf of ISRL Esports and the whole team here, signing off. We'll see you next week.